We've canceled a $300,000 contract educating on food justice for queer and transgender farmers in San Francisco. A similar contract we canceled in New York, again educating transgender and queer farmers on food justice and food equality. I'm not even sure what that means, but apparently the last administration wanted to put our taxpayer dollars towards that. We canceled a $600,000 contract out of Louisiana that was studying the menstrual cycles of transgender men, a $600,000 contract. We canceled another contract out of a university in the middle of the country that focused on getting more diversity, equity, and inclusion into our pest management industry. Again, these are nonsensical. It makes zero sense to use taxpayer dollars to fund these. I know these are just a few examples of the hundreds and hundreds that we have found.
The way taxpayer money is spent reveals a lot about the priorities of those in power. Americans work hard, and every dollar taken from their paycheck should be used responsibly to improve the country, whether it's funding national security, strengthening the economy, or supporting critical infrastructure. But under the last administration, millions of dollars were allocated to projects that had little to do with national progress and everything to do with political ideology. One such contract in New York aimed to educate transgender and queer farmers on food justice and food equality. The Trump administration, under the leadership of Secretary Brooke Rollins, took action to cancel this unnecessary program. This raises an important question. How did taxpayer money get allocated to such an initiative in the first place? Government spending should be focused on policies that benefit the nation as a whole. When taxpayer dollars are used to prop up ideological projects, it sets a dangerous precedent. Programs like this don't create jobs, don't improve farming practices, and don't contribute to economic growth. Instead, they are designed to push a political agenda. What exactly is food justice? How does food equality apply to farming? These vague terms sound good on paper, but in reality, they are part of a broader effort to embed progressive ideology into government policy. When the government funds such initiatives, it diverts resources away from the real issues facing American farmers: rising costs, supply chain disruptions, and overregulation. This is not an isolated case. Across various government agencies, federal funds have been used for projects that have nothing to do with improving the lives of everyday Americans. Just recently, reports have surfaced about taxpayer-funded programs promoting gender ideology in schools, government grants supporting activism disguised as research, and initiatives that prioritize diversity quotas over actual merit. These are not policies that make America stronger. They do not help struggling families, strengthen small businesses, or protect national interests. Instead, they serve as a means for the radical left to influence public institutions while using tax dollars to do it. Meanwhile, America faces real economic challenges. Inflation continues to erode purchasing power, making it harder for families to afford basic necessities. Small business owners are struggling under the weight of government regulations. Farmers, the very people this program claimed to support, are dealing with higher costs for supplies and labor. If the government truly wanted to help farmers, resources should be directed toward reducing burdensome policies, increasing access to better technology, and providing relief for those suffering from supply chain issues. But instead, the previous administration funneled taxpayer money into ideological projects that offer no real solutions. The fight against wasteful spending and leftist propaganda is far from over. Programs like these will continue to emerge unless Americans demand accountability. The government works for the people, not the other way around. Every taxpayer should be asking, where is my money going? What programs are being funded under the current administration? More importantly, what can be done to stop these ideological initiatives from being disguised as public service? This is why it is crucial to stay informed, speak up, and push back against policies that do not serve the American people. The Trump administration's decision to cancel this contract was a step in the right direction, but it is just one example of the larger battle against unnecessary government spending. As long as the radical left continues to push its ideology through taxpayer-funded programs, there will be a need to expose and challenge these decisions. Holding government accountable is not just about one canceled contract. It's about ensuring that taxpayer dollars are used for the benefit of all Americans, not for political agendas. It's time to take a stand, demand transparency, and continue fighting for policies that strengthen the country rather than divide it.